My name is Mio. After graduating university with a degree in education, I became an elementary school teacher. Today, I'd like to share with you why I wanted to become a teacher in the first place, and an unbelievable incident that happened to me after I became a teacher. While I was in elementary school, I was bullied by my homeroom teacher. I was also being bullied by the other kids in my class too. And one day, one of them ripped the pages out of my textbooks. Miyu, where's your textbook? It was ripped out. Lying to me again, I see. Lying is gonna get you nowhere in life, you know. She wouldn't believe anything I said. That wasn't all. When I told her about how I was being bullied... Miyu, your dishonest accusations have hurt these poor kids. Apologize to them now.
Yeah, she's right. Say you're sorry.
But I haven't done anything wrong.
Stop lying to me. Speak up. It's annoying when you mumble like that. Come on now. Apologize to these kids.
I couldn't refuse and ended up apologizing to my bullies, all of whom were grinning at me.
You're not meaning it.
Ow! Why are they doing this to me? This had gone on for so long that I'd given up all hope that someone would help me. And when my bullies saw how my teacher treated me, they took their bullying to the next level. But my teacher continued to ignore what was going on, and that wasn't all. Whenever a difficult question came up during class, she would point at me to answer it. But when I obviously couldn't...
This is why you're a failure.
And just like that, I became the laughingstock of my class. This went on for the entire school year. And by the end of it all, I was both emotionally and mentally drained. The teacher that came after her didn't do anything like what she did. But I couldn't trust anyone anymore. So I spent the rest of my days in elementary school alone and kept to myself as best as possible. But things would eventually change. It happened when I was in my freshman year of high school. When my new homeroom teacher, Mr. Segal, noticed that I was spending most of my time alone, he reached out to me.
How's school?
It's alright.
You have any friends?
I don't need any.
Why?
Because I can't trust anyone. Usually when I said something like that, the teacher would start lecturing me about how friends are important or what real friendship was. But Mr. Segal was different. After thinking for a bit...
Do you like talking to people?
Not really.
Huh, okay. Well, I love talking to others.
Okay.
So I can spend the rest of recess talking with you?
I didn't understand what he was trying to do, so I just gave a vague reply and left. He didn't yell at me or lecture me. But why would he want to talk with me? I really couldn't understand what he was trying to accomplish. But from the following day, Mr. Segal started talking to me after school.
Wow, so you make your own lunch every day.
Yeah, my mom is always busy, so...
That's really impressive. What's your favorite thing to cook?
Teriyaki, I guess.
That sounds so good.
We would just sit there and chat idly for a bit every day. He never lectured me or anything. It felt good finally having an actual conversation with someone, and I started to open up to him. And after about 3 months of us talking every day... Mr. Segal?
What's up?
I spilled my guts and told him everything about what I had gone through during elementary school. Mr. Segal never interrupted me and just stood there, listening closely. So... I'm scared that my friends and even you might eventually leave me.
Sorry that this all happened to you.
So I'm scared of even telling you about this.
Then that means I have to be the first person that you were glad to open up to.
What? Mr. Segal smiled and gently rubbed my head.
Everything's gonna be alright. I'm going to make sure of that.
day, I cried until every single teardrop that I had been holding in for the past couple of years came out. And that day, I also decided on something. Mr. Segal, when I grow up, I want to be a teacher like you. Mr. Segal seemed surprised to hear this at first. But he quickly smiled and said,
You would make an amazing teacher, Miyu. I'm rooting for you.
Thank you. And so, I applied to a university with a major in education, and after graduating, got my teaching license. And now, I'm actually working as a teacher at an elementary school. I found out after I actually started teaching, but looking after a class of elementary school kids is hard work. I had to teach every subject, so getting ready for each class was time-consuming in itself. What's more, with the kids still being in their early 10s, they would often fight with one another. For the first few months, I was completely overwhelmed by the amount of work I had to do, but this was what I wanted. I did my best to ensure that each and every student was having a fun time at school. But one day, something unbelievable happened. One day, I was heading to one of my classes right before it began, holding textbooks and other supplies, but I heard my students shouting and yelling inside of the classroom. So I rushed into the door and went inside.
Take this! Stop!
The class troublemaker, Ryota, was sat on top of and punching one of his classmates. That wasn't all though. The other boys in class were cheering Ryota on, shouting and hollering. What the hell are you guys doing?
Hey, I thought someone was supposed to be on watch duty. Sorry, I wanted to see what was going on too. You idiot! Ow!
Stop it, Ryota. I'm taking you to my office. And not so fast. You guys are coming with me as well.
What?
I asked them what had happened, and they told me that when Ryota used Makoto's pencil without getting his permission, Makoto complained about it to Ryota directly. This didn't sit well with Ryota, who ordered his friends to hold Makoto down on the ground while he punched him. The nurse told me this earlier, but Makoto's eyes are all swollen up because he punched him.
And?
So you don't think you did anything wrong?
Not at all.
It was obvious that Ryota was in the wrong, but he didn't show any signs of remorse. He even looked bored. He probably thought that I'd eventually let him go if he pretends to listen to me for long enough. But with Makoto seriously injured, I wasn't gonna let things end there. I've contacted your parents already. But when Ryota heard me say that, he grinned ominously.
Alright, there's nothing to worry about then.
Huh? Usually, kids are terrified of having their parents called, but what is it with Ryota and his positive attitude? But everything started to make sense when she arrived.
Takito here. May I come in?
And there she was. What? It was my former elementary school homeroom teacher that had bullied me all those years ago.
Thank you for always looking after my son. Wait, what's wrong, miss?
You don't remember me?
I'm sorry. Have we met before?
I recognized her almost instantly, but she seemed to have forgotten all about me. After all that she did, she made my life a living hell, and she doesn't remember me? I started to recount the numerous instances of her bullying, and I was slowly but surely consumed by rage and hate. But that was one.
You would make an amazing teacher, Miyu.
I remembered when Mr. Segal had told me, and tried to shake my anger away. I had to settle things with Ryota first. After we were joined by the school counselor, the four of us moved to a different room and started talking about what had happened. But the first thing Miss Takito said was,
What are you even teaching my son anyway? My son bullying other kids? Impossible.
she insisted that her son was incapable of bullying or doing anything wrong.
Miss Miyu, was it? This is your first year as a teacher, right? What happened today happened because you weren't watching over kids closely.
I admit that I'm new here, and I have a lot to learn. But that doesn't mean Ryota has the right to be violent to other kids when I'm not looking.
So now you're blaming my son for your own incompetence. As a teacher myself, you embarrass me.
Hearing his mother defend him, Ryota just sat there and smiled. Now I know why Ryota was happy to hear that I called his parents.
You know, kids are watching their teachers very closely. Good teachers can make their students behave. But bad teachers like you, their class ends up being unorganized and chaotic. That's how it works. It's all up to the teacher, you know.
That was the final straw that broke the camel's back. What you're saying is true.
Right?
And so if I ignore bullying that's going on in my class, the students will think that sort of behavior is allowed. And they'll escalate things to a whole new level. I know that because that's exactly what you did.
What? What are you talking about?
You really don't remember me. 15 years ago, I was in your class and you let the other kids bully me. When I told her this, Miss Tekito finally recognized me and let out a gasp. You recognize me, right?
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't remember you at all.
But why do you seem shaken up?
I'm not.
So, you really don't remember me, huh? Or about the time when you made me apologize to my bullies? Or when you made me the butt of your jokes? Or when you made me stay after school to clean the room?
I don't remember any of it.
Fine then. There's countless other incidents of you mistreating me. So the next time you're around, I'll bring my diary that I was writing at the time.
A diary?
You're still teaching, right? Seeing as you haven't changed one bit, I'm sure there are still kids in your class who are going through what I did. So I'm going to use the evidence that I have of you bullying me and ask the Bureau of Education to look into you.
Well, wait a minute. But that was years ago.
It doesn't matter how long it was. The memory and pain remains. That goes for Makoto too. Now he's going to be afraid of Ryota. He has to be scared of whether or not he's going to hit him again.
Okay, fine. Come on, Ryota. Apologize.
What? Why? But he was being annoying.
Ryota.
Ow! Ow! You hit me!
Now I know that you treat your own child like your students too.
I'm sorry, but boys will be boys, right? I'll apologize too, so forgive us.
I refuse.
Please no! Not the Bureau! Please don't tell them about me!
I hope you regret the choices that you made for the rest of your life.
No!
The following day, I brought my diary to the office of the Bureau of Education. But there I met Mr. Segal?
Long time no see.
There, I met Mr. Segal, my former high school teacher.
After you graduated, I started working here to make all schools a better place for everyone. So now I'm here at the Bureau of Education. So, what can I help you with today?
I was afraid that they might turn me down, but as soon as I saw Mr. Segal, I knew that everything was going to work out just fine. After hearing my side of the story, Mr. Segal immediately asked his coworkers to start looking into Miss Tekito. Their findings didn't surprise me. Bullying was rampant in Miss Tekito's class, and it was all directed at this one student. And it also became apparent that Miss Tekito had been mistreating her students for years. She fired quickly from her workplace, and now she won't be able to work as a teacher ever again. Also, after her husband found out about how she'd been treating her students, he immediately filed for a divorce. Apparently, he didn't want to continue a relationship with someone who would do such a thing. By the way, Ryota got a hell of a scolding from his father and ended up apologizing to Makoto while crying his eyes out. To make Ryota forget about everything his mother had taught him, his father decided to move out and start fresh in a new city. In this world, there are good teachers who use their power to point their students into the right direction, and bad teachers who abuse and take advantage of their authority. I still have a lot to learn, but I eventually want to become a teacher that can protect all of her students.
Doc, the samples Miu sent us have arrived.
I knew it! The DQN virus is in this as well.
Who would do such a thing?
I don't know, but whoever it is, they're doing it to hurt people.
So, I guess we gotta start making the vaccine now.
Ricky, who do you think I am? The vaccine had already been made.
What?
But if we don't find out who's behind all this, we won't be able to solve the problem.
I'm gonna tell my fellow MoniRobos to keep on looking into it.
That'd be great, but who the hell would want to make all humans evil?
We are the conquerors of worlds. By spreading this DQN virus to different planets, your organisms will start to fight one another and eventually die out. That's how we conquered numerous worlds. But why? Why is this stupid planet called Earth so hard to take over?
Whoa, that was my favorite coffee mug.
It's been a year since we started spreading the DQN virus on Earth. Why won't they start fighting? Come on, hurry up and go extinct!
Stop throwing stuff! My hair's getting all messed up.
This is serious, you know. You elitist, narcissistic, OCD piece of crap!
You take this seriously, you short-tempered, metal-headed, lazy hag. What did you say to me?
Silence!
King
DQN!
Look at this mess. I gave you a year. But you haven't been able to show any progress.
So sorry. But we already have an idea of what's getting in our way.
So you're telling me that there's a species on this planet that go toe to toe with us? Who are they?
We don't know anything yet, so I told him not to tell him yet.
Well, we don't know what they look like yet.
Silence!
Yes, sir!
If they're going to get in my way of conquest, I will show them no mercy. Kill anyone who gets in our way.
You wish.
That's all from me. Best of luck.
Ugh. Now we have to find the damn scientists. Thanks a lot.
You're not gonna help me find them anyway, so what are you complaining about?
I'm gonna find the next target.
They've gotten a hold of the virus somehow. That means they had to have to come into contact with someone infected with it.